Welcome to New Japan Pro Wrestling's official English podcast, the one-stop audio shop for everything that's going on within the world of New Japan Pro Wrestling. My name is Chris Charlton, and every time on this podcast we have a guest representing the representing the best, brightest, and sometimes prettiest of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Men such as the man opposite, Mr. Will Ospreay.
The breast in the world.
The breast in the world. Will Ospreay.
My God. I don't know how you got breast and best. Oh, to be fair, no, I can.
We're just coming off of like 3 Korakuens, so...
Oh, yeah, dude.
The mouth just doesn't...
Battered.
Yeah, Sappho as well.
Yeah, I can only imagine it's like tiring for you guys, like calling like all the time and like... Did you get like knackering, like being on a commentary?
It's not too bad for me. I imagine it's bad for Kev.
You imagine?
For Kevin, because his...
more or less, but
he's doing...
You are as well.
Yeah, I'm doing that, but I'm also like the third voice, so... it's usually Kevin's got the bulk of the workload, and he's producing us at the same time. So, he'll be...
What do you guys do for like toilet breaks and stuff like that? Does someone just go silent?
The peek behind the curtain. Yeah.
Because you can't like go at the same time.
Yeah, the inside baseball is most of the time we're good for the whole time.
Ooh.
But Tokyo Dome we had to sit down with the run sheet.
Yeah.
And then we
like
kind of ran. We managed
Of course, yeah.
I
always was fascinated with stuff like that because I always sometimes imagine like I have to do like a nervous wee and a nervous number 2, like every now and again, like just before I'm about to wrestle. And I actually thought this a while ago. I was like, I wonder what like the commentators do. Like they can't just take off and apparently
Yeah. I remember because we were in Madison Square Garden, and you were just
ridiculous. You
burst in. Yeah, right. It was, but you just burst in there like I need the
This is the thing I think is good about it though, because it gets to know you as a person. Like, more than just like the product of Will Ospreay.
Well,
I think, like we are humans. All right, let's get on to it. Right.
You are unfortunately not the British heavyweight champion.
No, but I do have a chance on Valentine's Day back in the country where this feud actually kind of started. It was 7 years with Revolution Pro Wrestling, 7 years knowing Zack Sabre Junior. And wanting to hold the British Heavyweight Championship so many times. This will be my 5th attempt at trying to get the title. So hopefully it all comes to a complete story with me finally getting the title in the venue that I hold very dear to my heart. You'll call Bethnal Green.
This week really sort of showed the synergy that we have with RevPro. And, well, I mean... by part, it's almost necessity. The British Heavyweight Championship has been in Japan for the last few months, but it was a kind of a wild scenario. Something happens in Korakuen Hall, and that has consequences in London.
Yes,
it sort of speaks to how connected we all are these days. And
I like the fact that like the British Championship is being defended in Japan because I feel like it just adds to the lineage and the legacy. Like you got to really think about it. Think about all the promotions that are running in England right now. Think of all of that. And the British Heavyweight Championship arguably is like one of the most important championships in British wrestling. It's been held by Minoru Suzuki, Tomohiro Ishii, Tanahashi, Shibata, my personal favourite, AJ Styles. It's been defended in Madison Square Garden. It's been defended in Tokyo Dome. What other championships in England have done that? And the answer is none.
Yeah.
The title has been held by legends and even competed for by legends. Like the amount of people that held the title and versus the people that have never held the title, it's such a good lineup of people that want to be the British Heavyweight Championship. And now finally, after 7 years, I have one more chance to finally put my name in that legacy.
After that, but you had such a demanding schedule last year.
Yes.
And having that British Heavyweight Championship makes you, I would think, even more in demand. I suspect Andy Quildan wants his British champion to be in Britain.
Well, absolutely, but he needs to understand first and foremost, I'm now a resident in Japan now, so I'm living out here. But like, there is no reason why I can't hop on a plane in between tours, do big York Hall shows, and defend my title. against the upcoming British wrestlers, because that's the thing. I put out a Instagram post / Twitter post just before the new year came in. And the main reason I did it is because another company in England that I used to work for closed down. And it kind of breaks my heart. It's just company after company are closing down. And there was an interview done saying that, well, the companies that are closing down aren't the ones that gave like medical bills and first aiders backstage. And the fact is they did. It's just what it is. It's just the industry changing and it's evolving, and unfortunately things have to close. But with that, people aren't getting the opportunities that were once there 3 years ago, even like before anything was even about England. And you have to think, when I first was in England 7 years ago, I was facing the top independent stars learning, guys like Ricochet, Rich Swann, the Young Bucks, list goes on, and then facing guys from New Japan Pro Wrestling. So I was able to go underneath the learning tree, but now all these people are signed up and gone away, so no one in the up and coming era is getting the chance to learn and get in a ring with someone better than them and getting their ass handed to them and learning back and coming back. So that's where I want to step in. I want to face new guys. I want to face guys like Carl Fletcher. I want to face guys like Mark Davis, Dan Maloney, the OGMO. Like, I want Cara Noir, Rob Lynch, all those guys. I want the best that British wrestling has to offer, because I feel like a win right now over me after the 2019 that I had, I'm one of those guys that if I'm in a big singles match, you know it's going to be good. You get that win, your career skyrockets. I know that. Unfortunately, I have to say it, but it just sounds so like, wow.
Well, yeah, so pro wrestler, but you know, I mean, there's a reason for it, right? You know, it comes from a place. Yeah, it's, you know, speaking to what you were speaking about and what's happened to the British scene, Minoru Suzuki had a very interesting interview that kind of went up, and he was talking about what's happening internationally.
Yes.
In America, in Europe, to an extent in Mexico, and what might happen in Japan. And his argument was that Japan has resisted that because there's a professional wrestling culture that is proprietary, that is quote unquote ours, from in his words.
Yeah.
And that this is distinctly Japanese.
Yeah.
Do you think that happened, you know, in a way with, and, you know, I think Zack did a lot to bring the scene up from the mid 2000s when he came in.
Yes.
Where it was very, very dark, you know, to like highlight what the professional wrestling culture was, because we kind of forgot about it for like 20 years almost.
Yeah, I think you're right, because obviously there was like the FWA, and that was like the first time I think anyone really heard of like British independent, and you know, like the style of independent wrestling that you want to see, like that old origin of ECW and stuff like that. And obviously when that disappeared, there was nothing. But I think Zack, Marty, like guys like even like Pete Dunne and Mark Andrews did like a fantastic job of going out to the world and like going out to America and Germany and like everywhere, and then bringing the attention to England. And then I put it down to one day where Zack had a match over, a weekend of matches in PWG's Battle of Los Angeles. Yeah. And that at the time was the highest independent DVD retailer. It's so weird even saying DVD.
Yeah, right.
Everything's an on-demand service these days. But I think everyone kind of watched Zack and just was instantly like, I want to see more of Zack Sabre Junior. Yeah. They would go onto YouTube and type in, and you'd see him versus Prince Devitt. Yeah. So it's just straight away, people's eyes just locked onto this, and we were doing alternative products, but yet bringing in the hottest independent names from all around the world. And Zack, Marty, Drew Galloway, I want to say like I helped Jimmy Havoc as well. Like I wanted, but I don't like patting myself on the back ever. But just I feel like our group of guys really like stretched ourselves out to try and put more eyes on the British wrestling scene. Right,
and to wrestle in a particularly British way.
Yes,
in a European sense, perhaps. So. You know, I mean, arranged in a way, but I mean, because the thing is, when I was in the UK, or towards the end of when I was just leaving, and that was just around, I first met Zack in like 2004, 2005. So when he was like coming out, and that was when you'd get the tribute acts. In the and it was the phony Undertaker against like.
I never saw them, but I've heard horror stories.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, for sure. But going away from, well, not only do we need to bring the scene up, but the culture of what wrestling was in the 70s and in the 80s, which is something, even though you're like, that is long before your time and Zack's time, you both still wrestle in such a way where, it wouldn't be out the question to see a Johnny Kidd wrestle in a similar way if he was active, active right now.
Yeah. I guess so. I'd say that was a huge compliment. Thank you.
Which sort of brought us to Sunday, at least, or Sunday is where we're recording this. The Sapporo match, which was so different to anything else that was on that card, and that spoke to me of like, oh, this isn't just a British Heavyweight Championship match. This is a British wrestling match in Japan.
Yeah,
right?
I wanted to try and do that as well because I feel like it's a testament to myself as well to try and stretch myself out and try and dig back to the old roots that I had to do when I first started training, when I was learning the British style. Because as I've come here, my style kind of has developed from being a high flyer. I'm a little bit more of a striker, but I kind of wanted to play Zack at his own game, and I wanted to show people that I'm just not a one-trick pony. I can do this style. So it was very interesting for me to get back in there and do that, and I felt everything that we were doing was getting a response because it wasn't like anything that they had seen before. Like the night before, they had Ishii, Goto, Evil and Shingo pelting the crap out of one another. Yeah. And then there was just two British guys going hold for hold with each other, and then finally coming towards the end, it was down to submissions. And I mean, I'll happily say it, like Zack got the best of me no matter what. Like I didn't get pinned and I didn't tap out. I got choked out, which, that's the game. That's the game that we live in. But like, I guess that piece of my pride can hang on that I didn't give up. And I didn't lay on my back for Zack Sabre Junior. It was a hard test to put me down this time. So I can hold my head up high with that. But I think now I can feel something changing now. I can feel like a panic in Zack's wrestling.
And then you had that, the elimination match, like the other night. Never seen that before. I'll throw the guy back in the ring. That you can pin him, right?
I wanted to prove, because anyone can throw anybody over the top rope. Look, I throw myself over the top rope. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So my thing is I needed to prove to myself that I could pin him. I had the opportunity just to throw him back, but I was just like, no, he's getting in the ring and I'm finishing this guy 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Cool. So, February 14th, high stakes. And then after that, you'd have that title. Maybe you're heading to Tampa, I hear, for ROH. Is that right?
Yes, I'm heading to Tampa for Ring of Honor. I'm very much looking forward to that because, once again, the idea of wrestling guys outside the New Japan system, I always like to test myself. Like, I enjoy doing the independents because after a while, I seem to just be like, I need to just test myself. I want to get out. I want to just experience something else. And that was kind of my New Year's resolution. I've got two. One's to not get in any trouble on Twitter. And the other one was to wrestle new people. And it's just like, I'm very much excited to get in the ring and just, that Ring of Honor 6-man tag as well. It looks like it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. Like me, Rocky and Amazing Red worked so well with each other at Warrior Wrestling when we took on the Rascals. And now that we've got Bandito, Ray and Flamita. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And Ring of Honor seems to be going through a little bit of a resurgence right now. So I think this is the type of wrestling and the type of match it needs to basically go like Ring of Honor still has a heartbeat.
Right. Your mate Marty in the main. He showed up in the US tour.
Yep. Just let everybody know that the villain is coming back to New Japan. Yeah. And to be fair, that's very exciting for me that Marty is still committed to coming to Japan. Maybe we'll see him back in the Best of Super Juniors, so that'll be good. And I think of the matches that you could see with Marty coming back now. Marty and Hiromu would be great. Marty Nishimori again, like that. Marty and Shingo from last year's Super Juniors was so good. So Like,
Marty's one of those guys as well. You know, I mean, like all of you, he could be in Best of the Super Juniors or he could be in the G1. You don't know, you know. And so that's all part of a very busy weekends in Tampa, Florida, including Lions Break. We're going to be part of WrestleCon.
Yes.
New Japan is, at least, and we have a big long list of names that were just announced for Lions Break Project 3, which did you ever watch the Lionsgate events that we had here?
No, but
in Shinjuku Face.
I never did, but I always I love the Shinjuku Face building. I love that building so much. I was like, oh, I want to wrestle in here, but now after doing like Kurikins and big arenas, like I'm just like, I don't think this is ever going to happen for me, but no, I never watched the Lions Break ones.
They were always, great little concepts, and I hope one day we'll get them back in Japan. But it's a great treat for the fans in America to get a similar concept with Lions Break, where you get the new guys coming up and they're wrestling more experienced guys, maybe freelance guys. So the list of names there for Lions Break Project 3 right now, we've got Tanahashi. Tanahashi's going to be at the straight at the top. Juice Robinson's going to be there. David Finlay. Rocky is going to be there. Shingo Takagi is going to be there. And then from Bullet Club, we got Kenta, Tama, Tanga, Fale, Phantasmo, Ishimori, Jado, Gedo, Desperado, and Zack Sabre Junior for Suzuki-gun. And then, the LA Dojo talents. You got Ren Narita there. He's on excursion right now.
Miss Narita.
Carl Fredericks, Clark Connors, Alex Coughlin, and then the guys from outside New Japan, outside the New Japan system at least, we got Amazing Red, TJP, Mysterioso, and the Regal Twins. So lots of exciting stuff coming up in April. More exciting stuff, though, coming up in August.
Yeah.
August the 22nd.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be good.
Wrestle. Now, here's a question, because I know you're British.
Okay.
Do you say dynasty or dynasty?
Dynasty. Is it?
So it's dynasty. I always thought dynasty is the British English pronunciation.
No, it's dynasty. Like.
But is it one of those things where we make vowels longer to match the American?
No, I don't know, because now we're going to have this conversation.
Either way, I suppose if you're saying, if you're the youth of the UK, then I need to get with...
If I'm the youth of the UK, we're doomed. We are doomed. If I start, like what you guys say on commentary, if you start speaking, we're all in
danger. Okay, well, Wrestle Dynasty.
Hell yeah.
At any rate, Madison Square Garden.
Heading on back.
Yeah, wow. My goodness.
But that even sounds weird, me saying heading on
back to Madison Square Garden.
We did Madison Square Garden. Yeah. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I opened for Madison Square Garden. Other than the Battle Royal, but my God, it's so ridiculous just to even think that we're going back into Madison Square Garden. Like, a venue that none of us thought was even remotely going to be entered. And it's just like, we're running Garden again. And last time we knocked it out of the park. And
for sure.
We need to do it again.
Oh,
and
for sure.
For sure we're gonna.
Just the noise you got. I don't think I've heard anything like it in any building. Just acoustically, it's so phenomenal, because you saw when they were running those videos before everything started at G1 Supercard, and then when Naito's face came on the screen, everybody went,
where were you guys sitting? Were you guys ringside?
We were
on stage?
Yeah, we were next to the stage, like in the nitro position, I suppose. So
dude, I'm not even joking. I was on the stage and I was just by the curtain, just before I'm about to go up, and then the beginning beat of the music, and people heard it and reacted, and I just felt a gust of wind hit my face, and I was just like, oh, I'm about to perform at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
It was just, and it was the reaction of everyone going and all their I don't know, breath and movement just made this gust of wind hit my face, and I was just like, this is the greatest moment of my life that is about to happen.
I mean, it's super surreal, isn't it? Because in terms of scale, the dome in terms of people, that's a bigger crowd, but
it's the world's most famous arena.
Right.
It's like, think of the people that have performed there: Beatles, Oasis. I can't begin to like, and some of my wrestling heroes have performed in Madison Square Garden. It's just like, and now I'm on that list without doing anything with the WWE, like literally nothing.
Yeah,
I've done nothing, and like the furthest I've come is a phone call. That's it. Like, never been backstage, never done anything, and I'm standing in Madison Square Garden. Not one WWE thing in sight. It's all New Japan and Ring of Honor. But like, it was such a amazing moment just to be like, this is history right now.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, we were the first.
And we did it. And we sold it out.
And we're going to do it again.
Exactly. I'm positive we're going to do that again. Like, last one we just knocked it out of the park so well. It was just like every single... There wasn't a bad match on that show. It was just all great matches, all great moments. We can do it again for sure.
I think there's what's really exciting, I think, now is that as well as the stuff that's going on overseas, there seems to be like a lot more energy at home now as well. And in Japan, you've got all these people saying, like Naito saying or Shingo saying, or even to an extent Kenta saying, I want to wrestle and defend my championships on all of these towns that don't normally get to see us live. And going away doing the tour in Hokkaido. And we ran that video where, we're touring around for a couple of weeks in July.
Which is weird because, like, once again, I'm still new to Japan. I don't know. Like, I've only, when I've come to Hokkaido, it's just been Sapporo. I didn't know there were other, like, towns. So, like, I'm dead excited. I've never been to any of these towns before.
Yeah, exactly. And it's for some of those places, it was at least, like, 8 years since we've been there. There was one town on that list. We haven't been there for, like, 22 years. Oh. And so, I'm sitting there and obviously you probably had a bunch of fans that had traveled in from these places. And they're now seeing, New Japan's coming to their town. The reactions you got for each town was amazing there, So
I was all super happy just to be like, we're going to get a show. We're going to get New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah. And that's, maybe whether there's...
We'll have to do another UK show. That would be fun as well. But I think our schedules are very, very busy right now.
If we let it linger and put it out there, then...
I think we can... Dude, Copper Box was just insane as well. Insane.
If they listen to Will Ospreay,
if they listen to me, then we're all doomed.
Then we're all doomed.
We need to say this again.
In a second, you'll be in a...
Doomed.
All of a sudden, you'll be in the room next door with your own desk. You're like, how the hell did I get here?
Imagine me in office. Like, this would be the worst thing ever. Like... Just think of all the train wrecks that have ever happened in pro wrestling. Times by 10 with me in the office.
Can you imagine Twitter? But I imagine
we'll do our best to say, all right, William, no trouble in Twitter this year.
Right. How's that been going?
Very well. It's February and I haven't got in trouble yet.
Deleted your account?
No, I'm still running it. I'm still doing my things. I'm just not as opinionative because I just feel like no one cares about my opinion. We just care about New Japan Pro Wrestling and we care about positivity and good things.
Good. Jolly good. Okay, so we threw out some questions to the people, or we threw out a request for some questions
from my fellow sex pigs.
Oh my goodness! And that was one of those questions. What is a sex pig?
Honestly, right. So this thing came across because we used to call Dave Finlay Sex Pig.
Yeah.
And one night in England, I just got so drunk, I just started calling myself Sex Pig. My friends thought it was hilarious. And I did one Instagram post and everyone just went nuts over it. So I was like, oh God, I feel like I've just stole Dave Finlay's gimmick.
Then you got heat from Finlay.
I was like, oh God, I got heat from Finlay. But then I asked him, I was like, hey, are we cool? And he was just like, yeah, I don't care.
Right.
So we're all good, apparently.
Yeah. Let's see. What do we got? Ray Mars at Ray Mars on Twitter says, what is the craziest thing that's ever happened to you in a match that you had to continue to work through until the end, whether that's injury related or otherwise?
I mean, my heel with the Roman match, like, that sucked. Like, everything was just super painful afterwards because, like, it just felt like my heel exploded. And then, like, the worst thing was, it was just like, heel exploded, German suplex on my feet, running down the ramp, belly to belly, on my feet, Sasuke. And it was just like, it felt like my heel just exploded from underneath me. It was the worst pain I've ever felt. And then doing another 15 minutes over that.
Right.
No, bizarre things. Like, I mean, I've had, like, fans invade the ring sometimes, and they've got, like, have been on the receiving end of just utter, got no time for this, Will.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, like, I've never had anything real. Like, it's injuries more than anything, where it's just like, you shouldn't carry on, and then, like, your pride's too much, so you just do.
At Bad Chemicals says, do you feel like you are the sort of officially or unofficially, the English-speaking ambassador for New Japan?
I hope not, because then we're doomed. We are doomed. Like, we keep saying this. No, I just feel like I've been put in a position where, like, I've had to either sink or swim, and I'm not a very good swimmer, so I've had to learn as I go along, and I've just managed to have this really good connection. I feel like the Japanese fans can, and not just Japan, but like Westerners as well, can feel like I am giving everything that I have to this company. Like, I wouldn't move here if I didn't give everything I have to this place, and for me, it's a love of pro wrestling, but like not just any pro wrestling, for New Japan. I think people can sense it. So I don't want to be an ambassador because like honestly, I'm not a perfect human. I have flaws and mistakes, and I admit all of my mistakes. I'm the type of person, if I do F up, I always put my hands up and I go, hey, I'm sorry, what can I do to make this better? Like anyone can accustom to that. I'm a good boy, I'm just an idiot. But like, ambassador is a big word. I would just like to be like the guy that could open the gates for like other English speaking people to be like, hey, you can make a living in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And like, because of New Japan Pro Wrestling, I have a house, I have an apartment in Japan. I've found so much success and just happiness being in a New Japan Pro Wrestling ring.
Which ties into what Jaden CH2000 asks. Is there a British or Australian talent that you would like to see in New Japan?
There are too many, honestly. Like, but the thing is that I tried to do this now because I'm a fan of everybody. Like these days, like anyone that has a little bit of buzz or anyone that can move well, I'm always a fan of. So now I try and take the wrestling side out of it, and I look at people and like, okay, what are they like character wise, and what they. And there's a gentleman in Australia, and his name's Mick Moretti. I don't know if you know of him, but he honestly is so wild and out there, and I can't say I know anyone that moves the same as he does. He has like a complete different style to anyone that I've ever seen. I think he would be an amazing fit in the junior heavyweight division. I can only imagine what he would be like against a guy like Hiromu. It would be mind-blowingly crazy. Like, his crazy would probably match his crazy. But English-wise, Rampage Brown, I really like him. I think it's a crime that he hasn't been given the opportunity to go out and explore as much as possible. But Rampage for me is just the epitome of a British heavyweight. Like, he's like a big bear.
Good. Okay, so all right, one more. Jay White Advocate. Dear me. What has been your favorite moment teaming with Robbie Eagles?
Going back to England was fun. Like, actually, like, going back to England and wrestling together was really fun. I think that was his first time he was actually ever in England, if I'm right. So it was kind of fun that I got to team up with him. But teaming with him, we don't have many good memories because, like, every time we've gone for the tag titles, we've kind of came short. Every time we've gone for the junior thing, we just fell short. But like, seeing Robbie grow now, because like when he came in a part of Bullet Club, and it just the suit didn't fit. It was just, it was like, you know, he was a good boy in a bad group. So like seeing him step away now, just seeing the growth of Robbie all the time is just, he gets better and better. And like, you don't believe it, but he's older than me as well. Like you wouldn't ever guess, but he's like me. I say he's my big little brother and he's my little big brother. So it's just like, it's real nice to like just watch him grow. And like the thing is for me is, I don't know what the future lies for me right now. Like as in weight category. I honestly don't know because I'm approaching the 3 digits. I'm extremely close. So whether or not I will be allowed to enter a junior heavyweight tournament anymore is a little bit up in the air. So for me, if I was saying, okay, I can't do any more junior heavyweight matches, who do I think is the best person in Chaos? I think it is Robbie. I think Robbie has such a unique style. I think he blends in submission style and high flying so well together that no one else can really match him with it. So I do see a future IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion and Australian-born Robbie Eagles.
Gone with Robbie Eagles being with you and Robbie Eagles in Chaos. This is something Gino has said and Kevin said. And so whether you can speak on this to any authority, has Robbie Eagles been sort of taken under the wing of Tomohiro Ishii a little bit?
Do you know what? Like every now and again, it is like real cute, right? Because we saw on the monitor, like Ishii's doing his little squat thing and Goto's there, and then Robbie's just there doing a squat next to him. And I was just like, that's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It was like, but I think he has a little bit. I think, like, because Ishii's done the same with me. Ishii, when I came in, like, at first Ishii's very standoffish.
Right.
You gotta understand, like, he's very standoffish, and like, I didn't really understand the senpai Kohai system, I think. So I never called him Ishii-san. So now, like, I always like, Ishii-san. Like, but like breaking it down and just working with Ishii and just being like, nah, here, and here. He's such a good strategist when it comes to stuff like that. His mind works so well, and he's one of my favorite guys to just watch. He's just I honestly would say, like, pound for pound, Ishii's one of the guys, if you put him in a big singles match, you know you're going to get, like, a great singles match out of him.
Cool. Well, we'll keep tabs on that. In the future, my goodness, that Never Six-Man main.
So good.
That was amazing.
I watched it last night. I was just amazing. Like, and just the way, and it sounds weird, but how far Robbie has come from first stepping into New Japan. He's got comfortable. He's winning the fans over all the time. Like, he's a good boy. He's gonna go so far. I can honestly say hand on heart, it was like such a good thing that he came to Chaos, and awesome that he's with Ishii and Goto. The Never title match was just ridiculous.
Okay, so let's wrap it up then in that case. What have we got coming up? You can see Will Ospreay in York Hall, February the 14th for high stakes. After that, we're going to have a run of 4 Korakuen straight over here back home, starting with Tiger Hattori's retirement, running all the way to Manabu Nakanishi's retirement. Too sad. I mean,
very sad weekend.
It's sad. It's been a sad 4-day stretch there. Do you have any memories of Nakanishi in particular? Or
not any real memories, because like we've only just started. Like, it's
yeah.
We've only just started to get to know each other now. But like, Hattori's is my favourite, just to talk to. Hey man, you can't do an impression with him without doing the voice. You just have, hey man, take it easy, man.
right.
Good boy.
That's what you're saying. Maybe you could have the subtitle for his retirement show would be "Bye Man."
Bye man. If he says that at the end of Kurikan, imagine this big speech, and then like everyone's like crying and clapping, and he just goes,
"Bye man."
Okay, bye man.
Fantastic. Yes, so all of that stuff will be on New Japan World. Of course, after that, it's going to be the New Japan Cup. Will be right around the corner. Of course, before that, anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, that's always, you never know what's going to happen there. We're in that weird sort of time zone because people will know.
Yeah.
People will know by the time you listen to this. It's like you guys are in the future and we're stuck here. Yes, so then New Japan Cup, and then after that it's going to be Sakura Genesis, so much stuff, and then we're heading into April. You can catch William at Supercard of Honor in Tampa, Florida. Also check out njpw1972.com for tickets to Lions Break Project 3, which is going to be an amazing event, part of WrestleCon, and then on and on and on, and we definitely want you to be staying tuned to get your tickets to Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena for Wrestle Dynasty. Dynasty. Good. And certainly until we'll have more details on Wrestle Dynasty, and Madison Square Garden next time we speak to you, which will be soon, hopefully.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Till then, ごきげんよう。さよなら。